Hello, and once again, welcome to the Movie Mad channel. It's James here. You'll be getting sick of the sight of me now because is that 3 days in a row I've made a video?
I think so.
Yes, and the reason I'm making a video today is yesterday when I was out at lunch, I went to Cex, but I do I've got an hour for lunch, so I try and do a circular route. Go around a few charity shops, go to Cex, get whatever else I need, post off whatever else I need to do, and come back in time for my work, shall we say. And yesterday, I was getting a wee bit disheartened. I got out, and the first couple of charity shops I went to, they were actually closed. They said closed for lunch, surprisingly. No, not surprisingly, it's lunchtime. And the third one I got to, there's nothing there. Fourth one I got to, there's nothing there. And, sometimes you find good stuff, like the other day I found hardware, sometimes you don't. And I went into the last charity shop of my journey before I went into Cex, and they have baskets of Blu-rays and DVDs. And when I went in, the baskets weren't there. I was like, what's going on? So I asked the guy on the counter, I know because I'm in there quite often. I said, what's going on with the Blu-rays? He goes, or the Blu-rays or the DVDs, are you stopping selling them? Because I was getting a bit worried that was the case. Sorry, fixing myself here. And he said, no, we're actually just filling them up and I'm bringing them out. So that is a bonus for me, just as they're going out. So I got the first chance to look through the baskets that they were refilling up. The first thing I found is The World at War on Blu-ray for £2. And I think that's quite a good series. But I showed my friend Larry that I'd got that, and he said that he'd really like, he wanted that. So I was going to trade it in, but he said he wanted this, and that's fine. He can have it. So you would have got 14 trade on it, and they were selling it for like 32. It goes for more on eBay, but my friend Larry wanted it, so that's I just double checked this, and I don't have it here because I've actually already posted it off to him in today's lunch. So that'll be on the way to Larry, and that was the first thing I seen, and then I started to see a few more bits and pieces, and I will show you what the rest of them were. So first of all, they had Rambo Extended Cut, and this is the region-free American version, I believe. And I believe this has got uncut parts that the Rambo in the UK doesn't have. So I picked that up for the collection for me for £2, and that will get added. That'll get added in. I'm not sure what parts have been cut and what parts have been not. But I thought if you're going to watch Rambo, you didn't want any cut parts, do you? So why not take that one? I don't believe there is a 4K for this one yet, either, because I've got the first three on 4K, and I thought this will be ideal. That's ideal because I do like it when you get the uncut version. So I took that one for myself. Next, I found a copy of the Batman. Now I already have this on 4K, thanks to Larry. The case isn't in exactly the greatest condition, but that doesn't matter. Because in all honesty, I'm going to trade this in. So, because I've got the 4K. So that trades for I think it's £5 to Cex. So paid £2, going to get £5 back on that. So that's excellent. Next, I found this one, and I was wondering if this was the same. Whether this has got an uncut version. I've got the 4K this, but I just wondered if there was anything different on it. This does look like a Region A title though, so whether it will play in my player or not, I'm not quite sure, but I took that for myself as well. And it's Universal Soldier. The best bit of that is where he's in the cafe and they think he's got no money. and he's beating up people, and they just go, and he's like took out 4 guys already, and he goes, "I just want to eat." I think that's a great movie. So I thought I might get that. If it turns out it's not any different than the 4K, then I'll trade it proper on eBay, something like that. There. So there we go. And then next, I spotted Beetle Juice, which again I've got the 4K. Again, it trades for £5, so I took it to trade in. I'll show you the rest I got in a minute, but I just wanted to discuss a little thing we've been thinking about on Cex and their pricing and their trading values lately. Now, I just watched Scotty's Movies little video, and he was saying that he feels that the trading prices at Cex are getting more and more out of line, shall we say. Not out of line, but more and more disparity towards Cex and the price, the money they get and the price they give you. And I have to say, in some ways, I agree with him. More on the lower end, when I'm trading in something like a DVD, which, I get a lot of people don't buy DVDs anymore, but used to, if they sold it for £4, you'd maybe get £1.50, £2, 50%. Now, what's going on lately is you're more £2 voucher, that is, no £2 cash. You'd probably get £1 cash or something like that. But the disparity is getting bigger and bigger, where they're still selling the DVD for £4, but they're giving you 10p. They're still selling the Blu-ray for £4, but they're giving you 20p. And it seems that the more and more you're not getting as much back. And, it's not a theme throughout. There are some things that you do get a decent amount back on. But I have noticed that disparity. And with eBay now not taking any fees for private sellers, I didn't do a lot of eBay before. And the reason I didn't is because, it's easy. You take that in, you get your voucher. There's no middleman, there's no posting, there's no things like that. But with the Cex not giving you as much, and eBay not taking anything, the disparity to put on eBay rather than take it at Cex is starting to, make more sense, especially for certain things. So, I will show you what else I got. I had this one in my hand. Again, I've got this on Blu-ray, but I thought, again, this is a Region A Unforgiven. And I was thinking, again, is there cut versions on this? It was a bit of a gamble to take for £2, the same with the Universal Soldier. But again, because you can't trade them to Cex, I will just pop them on eBay if there isn't any difference in them, shall we say. What a movie Unforgiven is, though. Gene Hackman again playing a bad character. What a movie. And Richard Harris as well, and Morgan Freeman. That's just a great western. It really is. Sat on his desk for 10 years, didn't it, before he made it, because nobody wanted to do it. But he's done a good job on it. I think it's good. So, that being said, I also found a few... Still swinging on my chair. A few DVD box sets as well. And they did say they'd also changed all the prices on them because they weren't, I don't know, maybe they're having a sale or something like that. Now, they had this. Why on earth did my stand just move in sync there? I don't know. Let me just fix it. Professional as always. Here we go. Put my stand back up. Stay. Right, there we go. They had this in the basket. I think they had it for £5 a few weeks ago, and I was like, they had this one and they had the other one, which was £5 as well. So it was all, I think, is there 10 seasons of this? So they had this and this one. And I was like, I do want to watch that, and I do like Steve Carell, but I didn't want to pay £5 for it, was my thinking. And when they brought it back out, and it was £1, and this was the only... What's happening with my stand? Right, stay. And this was the only one out there, but for £1, I took that for my collection. My stand is sinking. Again, I'm putting it up and it's just moving. Right, stay there. That'll do. So for £1, for the first 5 seasons of The Office, I took it. I do like the British version of The Office. I haven't watched much of this, but now I've got 5 series I can for £1, so that was pretty good. Also found this, the Vickery Dibley. Truth is, I have no interest in it, but it was £1. It trades for £4, and I'm going to trade it in for that amount. Quite simply. Now, this was a great find, and it would have been a great find if it didn't have missing discs, and I didn't check them before I go, because I had all that set, this set, The World at War, and I found this, the Beatles anthology, for £1, trades for 11, but unfortunately discs 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, so there's one disc in each of them are missing. So it's got the first 2 and the special features, but those 2 are missing. And I had a look at this on eBay, and this sells for like £49 or something, sometimes like that. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's got missing discs. So I always say try and check your disc in store, but when you've got all that in your hand, it's not always possible. So I lost out on £1. Not the end of the world. I did also take the complete collection of Angel for £1. And all the discs and everything is good in that. So again, that'll probably get traded in. And the last thing I found was the Dark Knight trilogy for £2. It trades for £6. So I spent £16 in total in the shop. I am going to get at least 25 back on vouchers, couple to add to the collection, and Larry got the World at War set, so that was great. And I've actually posted off for him, and I did say to him that I would just post it off. He did offer to get me something in return for it, and I said he didn't have to, but he did, and he has actually said it already. So I'll show you what that is on another time, on another video, because I've still got another 10 items to show you that I got from the charity shop, and these aren't as extraordinary as they were. Well, I thought that was pretty good on the first one, but these were from today. I just got 10 for £1 out the a different charity shop, the one that was closed for lunch when I went the last time, when I went yesterday. But the main thing was, I thought, it's 10 for £1. What is in there? So first of all, I seen Akira on DVD. You get £1.50 for that trade-in at CEX. So I thought, £1.50, that means I get my money back, and I can have a look at some others that I might want to add to the collection that I've not got. So I'm going to do these in order. So the ones that I wanted to add to the collection, classics that I don't have on Blu-ray, and you know what, I might get to these movies and I might not get to these movies, but they're on DVD, so they can go in my big cases, and I'm still working on clearing them out. For any ones that I have got on Blu-ray now, they are going, but I don't have this movie, and it's The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. And I thought, if you're going to get a classic one for 10p, why not? So with that, there wasn't a massive selection, so I thought I'll try and get a few other ones that I could maybe eBay or trade. And I picked up Barton and Fink, because I've got that on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet, but it's supposed to be a good comedy. I picked up a sealed copy of Old Boy. Now, it is very dusty and needs a clean. And I thought I could eBay that. Also picked up a sealed copy of Dr. Zhivago. Again, thought I could pop it on eBay, see how it goes. And again, the same with The Graduate. But these ones I picked up to add to my collection, because again, they're all classic ones. Cary Grant and Deborah Kerr in An Affair to Remember. A Streetcar Named Desire. Again, another classic. I think I might have that one, so that might end up on eBay or away as well. I picked up another one of the classics, All About Eve. Betty Davis. Roy's been watching Is It Betty Davis lately, and I wonder if he's seen that one. I do watch his weekly watches, but sometimes I don't quite... I'm not one for the classics, but I do like to have them so you can watch them, but he's been watching them, so he's probably watched that one, I would have thought. And the last one, this is the one that I've heard a lot about, but I've never actually seen. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. You heard about that, Arlene?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, so Elizabeth Taylor and Paul Newman. So I got that one. The Big Sleep, that's to go to the collection. Affair to Remember, All About Eve, they're going in. And Akira and the rest were just to fill up the 10 for £1. So, what do you think about Cex pricing? Do you think with eBay now charging no fees that more and more people will trade less to them? And, you know, if that's the case, is that going to affect their business model? Would it maybe force them to pay higher prices? Or have they just got too many of these titles that they just don't want DVDs and Blu-rays anymore? But there's always some money to be made somewhere on second-hand items, so maybe somebody else will take over. But, you know, I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. I'm just thinking that some of the ones you used to get a reasonable amount for, you just don't anymore. But maybe that's the way of things. So, what are your thoughts on it? Please let me know. Hope you've enjoyed the video, apart from my camera just moving up and down there. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.